Okay, I am genuinely so excited to show you what I've discovered. It's the answer to a mystery that, as far as I've been able to tell, has remained elusive ever since it was added to the game over 7 years ago. So let's cut all the unnecessary talk and get straight to it. Oh, and it's about Traitor Lord, so I suppose I'll do this. I'm Holland, and this is Behind the Boss. Alright, so you should feel completely free to just skip this part if you only care about the discovery, although I promise I'll make it short. Venturing into the Queen's Gardens, we find much of the area inhabited by a breakaway mantis tribe, deadlier and less open to diplomacy than their non-infected counterparts. Delving deeper into the gardens, we're ambushed by a group of tribesmen and finally come face to face with their leader, the Traitor Lord. Without a shadow of a doubt, the story behind the Traitor Lord and his tribe of vicious defectors is one of the coolest in all of Hollow Knight. From how you can spot the Traitor Lord's broken throne back in the Mantis village to the remnants of an epic battle taking place outside the White Lady's cocoon, every part of this story is so expertly crafted that I almost can't believe it. But even putting all that aside and just talking about the boss fight itself, I'm absolutely in love. Traitor Lord is a simple fight. He primarily cycles between two attacks, a dash and a dive, both of which involve him swiping at you with his giant claws. Occasionally, he will perform one of two special moves, either throwing out two infected glaives or slamming the ground to create floor-to-ceiling shockwaves. However, he only starts using the shockwave after falling to around half health, and he mostly doesn't use either of these attacks unless you get too far away from him. But because I enjoy the basic swipe dodge combat cycle so much, I don't mind the simplicity at all. And so while undoubtedly there will be some of you who think Traitor Lord is too basic of a fight, he is in fact one of my favorites. Whatever your thoughts are on the quality of the Traitor Lord fight, there's one thing that has made him absolutely infamous amongst Hollow Knight players. And that's the fact that sometimes he'll just walk into you and completely ruin your day. So given my fondness for Traitor Lord, I started to wonder what in the world caused this to happen. In my videos on the Repositioning Problem, which you should definitely check out if you haven't, one thing that seemed almost universal amongst supporters and critics alike was their hatred for Traitor Lord being able to simply walk into you without any sort of telegraph. And after a substantial amount of field research, defeating the boss Charmless on Radiant and observing him for hours with and without invincibility, I'm almost entirely convinced that Traitor Lord walking into you is a bug. It's not an intended feature. But more than that, I think I can now tell you why and exactly when it happens. Okay, so the first thing to clear up is that Traitor Lord will not simply walk into you randomly at any time. While there does seem to be randomness tied to the event, a lot of what looks like randomness can be explained with proper understanding of the bug. If Traitor Lord is able to simply walk into you without fulfilling the criteria I'll be presenting now, it's either insanely rare or only happens due to very specific conditions that I haven't been able to fulfill. That is to say, I've never seen Traitor Lord break the rules that I'll be sharing with you in this video. Okay, so what does then allow Traitor Lord to break the rules? Well, it all starts when he performs one of his so-called special moves, known as Dancing Glaive and Ground Pound on the wiki. Basically, it's the orange boomerangs and the shockwave attack. These moves were added in the Lifeblood content update to spice up the fight. I believe that when adding these moves to Traitor Lord's arsenal, some part of the code wasn't tested properly, which is what caused this bug to slip through the cracks. So first, Traitor Lord has to perform one of these special moves. And when he does, something very peculiar happens behind the scenes. Traitor Lord stores up a walk, so to speak. Now, I don't actually know if this is how it works in the code, but it's a very useful way to think about this phenomenon. You might call it walk storage. See, when Traitor Lord normally wants to walk, he either has to go backwards away from the player, or he has to be far enough away from the player to where he can't possibly get hit by the Traitor Lord walking forwards. This seems like an obvious precaution to not accidentally kill the player with an untelegraphed attack. But when Traitor Lord performs a special move, he triggers walk storage. Now he has a walk action quote unquote stored up for later use. Think of it like a counter going from 0 to 1 or a boolean going from false to true. Now, the special property of this counter is that any walk action performed through walk storage ignores positioning restrictions, meaning Traitor Lord doesn't have to abide by the rule of not being allowed to walk forwards if you're too close to him. Alright, so you see Traitor Lord performing the dancing glaive attack, and now you should be worried, because if you get too close to him, he might expend his walk storage to simply run into you, dealing unavoidable contact damage. So that's the first part. Here's the second. When Traitor Lord has walk storage, he can only lose it in one of the following ways. 1. By performing a dash attack, and 2. By walking either forwards or backwards. Okay, so when Traitor Lord has walk storage and dashes forward, the counter returns to 0. If he walks either forwards or backwards, again ignoring any restrictions on that move, he also loses walk storage. And obviously, if he performs another special move, he just regains walk storage anyways, repeating the function. Although never allowing Traitor Lord to hold on to more than a single instance of walk storage at a time. But here's the kicker. If Traitor Lord uses the dive attack, he doesn't lose walk storage. That means as soon as he comes out of the dive, he can instantly run into you. And moreover, he can sometimes perform multiple dives before expending his walk storage. Although I've yet to see him do it more than twice, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was a general limit to how many dashes and dives may be performed in a row. So that's it. Presumably due to an error in the code added in the Lifeblood update, Traitor Lord gains an instance of walk storage every time he uses a special move, which he may lose by performing a dash or walking backwards, or use to instantly end your Radiant run by walking forwards straight into you. Now, with this knowledge in mind, I've found that Traitor Lord becomes so much more fun to go up against. You just have to always keep in mind when he has walk storage and when he doesn't, keeping your distance until you either see him walk or perform a dash. I'll be really excited to hear what you guys think about this find, if I'm even the first to discover this, and where this exploration will go from here. But until then, I hope you'll start to have a lot more fun going up against this vicious cheater of a boss. Subscribe for more. Did you know that Traitor Lord is actually male? He was referred to as female in an earlier Hunter's Journal, but it was later changed. I'd always thought he was female like his sisters, but I suppose that might explain his bulbous size. Also, there seems to be an inconsistency on the wiki stating that Traitor Lord may dash backwards to perform the dancing glaive attack. From all my testing, I've never seen this happen, so I'm pretty sure it's only true for the shockwaves. Anyways, I've been talking for way too long. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!